Elections are a common part of any democratic country, whether they are held once in 4 years or 5 years, or depending on the stability of the government, it could even be maybe more times, maybe sometimes even once in 2 years. So, this is something which all democratic countries across the globe, or even they have it for the country or for the states or for the municipal council and things like that. Any election involves basically campaigning and going to each voter's house sometimes, where the political the person who's standing for a particular post, he goes campaigning from door to door, or from city to city, or from a particular venue to another venue, and this involves him to travel across a number of places, which is a pretty tiresome job as such. But in order to make the interaction between the voters and the contestants to be much more fruitful, so whereby they are able to interact much better, the voter also wants to know the different contestants who are there. Like even for like a member of parliament election here in India, we could be having as many as 5, 10, or 15 candidates. And to know about the various candidates of your own constituency, sometimes it's not a very simple task, because it's not very easy to be able to find it all in one place and in one easy way. Similarly, the contestant or whoever is standing for a given position wants to be able to communicate to the voters. So this is something with the usage with the high usage of Android phones and smartphone technology. We thought that we should be able to make a very simple platform which can be used both by the voters, by the candidates, by the political parties, and by contestants, for regardless of for whatever position or place from which they are contesting, whether they are contesting from India or UK or USA or anywhere in Africa or just anywhere. So it's not something which is so what we wanted to build is a platform so that these people should be able to communicate with each other. Now for that, there are two basic things. First of all, the voter, every voter has a particular house address, he's got a phone number, cell number, email ID. I mean, he may decide as to what are the parameters which he would allow himself to be communicated with on, or what he is comfortable with. Some people want that they should get an SMS about every candidate, some people want that it should only come on email, or it could be by, or just some people want that it should just come on my address. So this is something, first of all, we have to be able to collect for each and every voter, for a given candidate. We have to be able to collect the data. The next, now if we do it as a separate exercise, it doesn't really work out, because the economics does not really make it possible. So the next thing that we had thought is that the campaign managers and the other people who are associated with the election process, they are visiting all these houses. All of them carry smartphones, and they are visiting it repeatedly. And they have different levels of campaign managers. Like they have booth managers, they have like a city manager who would be the in charge for the campaigning for the city. Similarly, you could have it for a district or something like that. So we have all these people who regularly go and visit people, and all of them, we found a common thing, they all carry smartphones. So if we could possibly give them an app which would be universally applicable, and then they could first of all register themselves into the application, and then they could go, as they go from house to house, they could be able to collect the data in a simplified manner. Now in the app, what we have done, we have made the collection of GPS location, GPS address, GPS map, all that to be automatic with just one button touch. So since you have all these three features already done on the phone, You just need to get maybe the name, and you need to get some other particulars. Now, with that, you also have the date and time on which you've met them. You can also add a few things like what you felt about the voter, whether he's your supporter, like he could be a 1-star supporter or a 5-star supporter, or whether he's a key influencer and things like that. So we have a number of other features which are available, which can be updated onto that database, so that you could possibly use it during the election time to be able to decide how to be able to effectively do your campaigning. The next which we are going to be adding is the UI graphics for being able to plot, like on a map, the GPS mapping of all your supporters across a street, across a city, across a country. Now, when you are able to do the GPS mapping of all the supporters, you will then be able to decide as to where you should be where you should be able to where you should be going for your campaigning, and how you should be going about the whole process, or what particular people are in various streets are influencing the decision making for moving to support from one candidate to the other. Now, if you see, I will just give you a few snapshots of the if we see, these are the icons which are there on the Android phone. Let me try to open one of them. Initially, it asks you for registration of either the political party or the candidate. The voters details can be entered into a format, so that once that is done, then you need not do it repeatedly again and again. Secondly, with the use of the GPS geotagging facility, the number of details etc. to be entered becomes simplified, and with one another touch on the degree of support which you have from a particular candidate or otherwise, you could possibly geomap all your voters into a common platform, and then decide how your campaign strategy should be. Similarly, for the voters, we provide them the service that they will be able to get the details of various candidates of the respective constituency onto them, and not all the list of all the candidates available in the given country or whatever, but the specific constituency candidate. That data gets pumped onto him in case he wants it, in case he has opted for it, and then we provide him that data to be able to make a choice. This will basically reduce the digital divide which is present between the urban voters and the rural voters, between different sections of voters, and we basically intend to use this as a social media tool, so that the voters are able to better understand all the various contestants taken, and then take a decision based on being aware of each of the candidates, of the corruption level, or of the criminal cases against them, or what is the good work the candidate has done, or for whether he's the first time standing or something like that. So things about the various candidates will then be available to the voter to be able to take a consensus decision, and that would determine probably in the long run a good standing for the democratic country. Thank you.